Sorry about that. So I just decided at that point I couldn't keep up with my children, and I was in my early 30s, and that this wasn't going to be my life. So I embarked on healing myself. I just stopped going to the doctors, threw away the very expensive medications, and researched and called people. And I had discovered a site called Cure Zone, and my husband at the time is a professor, and he has a PhD in kinesiology, human performance, and he's also a triathlete. And he's friends with a gentleman by the name of Paul Chek. And for the people that aren't familiar with the sports and health industry, Paul Chek is a sought after speaker and has an institute in San Diego, California. So Paul sent me a book, told Robert, my husband at the time, to back me up that I was on the right course. So this is when I had embarked on healing. Now, being of an Italian descent, we had always had a really good diet, and we didn't eat fast food and have hydrogenated and fructose and all that stuff in our diet. So it was easy to go with the fasting and cleanses. Now, I'll be the first to say, I'm an artist, I'm open and free-spirited, but some of the stuff on the Cure Zone site is even a little odd to me. But I just took the information that I thought was going to be the most pertinent and what rang true with me. And that was the cleansing and learning how to bathe, flush the internal organs. And the way I look at it is the simple analogy that when I introduce people to this is it's like having a car, and all these systems have to work together, and you have maintenance on it. And you could dump all of the clean oil that you want to into that car's system, but unless you change the filter, it's not going to run properly. And once one system starts to be bogged down, it affects the others. And before you know it, the whole unit is down. And our bodies are much the same. So I started practicing yoga and went through a dental cleanup and did a series of probably 3 to 4 intestinal flushes, parasite flush. And once my intestines were strong, up and running, then I proceeded to flush the kidney, liver, and gallbladder. And I can't give you medical advice. I can only tell you my personal story and what I know works for me. So after a year, the energy was back, I was calm, thought was clear, and everything started to come back into line. And so I highly recommend anybody who is experiencing any type of illness within their body or mind to look at that and take it very seriously. And one of the things that I thought was easiest and most interesting to do is bathing. And at this stage of the game, it's really important that you start with the basics of clean water. And if you look into Environmental Working Group, their work done with municipal water supplies, and we know that things are just so contaminated these days with industrial waste and also now prescription medications by the boatloads are showing up because the municipal filtration system isn't capable of extracting these from the water supply. And then compound it with the things that they're putting in there intentionally, such as the chlorine and the fluoride. And a lot of people don't realize that this stuff goes straight into your system. Your skin is the largest organ of elimination, but it also absorbs things very quickly. And in steam form, in the shower, when your pores are all opened up, bam, this stuff goes into your system. And so I know it's very difficult at this stage of the game because of the economic situation to put in a filtration system. But I urge you to try to make it happen any way you can. There are some really great systems out there. They filter the water, all the water coming into the house in the spigot, so your clothes are being washed in clean water and you bathe in clean water. And then you could have an RO unit hooked up at the kitchen sink, which is hyper filtered. And I will probably do another video just on water about the difference between distilled and spring water and the RO. There is some concern that the RO strips everything out, so you'll have to be very aware that you're going to have to take in, additional minerals to supplement that. So bathing in clean water, as much as you can, with a combination of salt and baking soda. And one would heat up the salt and baking soda on the stovetop, add it to hot water, soak in it for 20-25 minutes, and with a natural bristle brush, scrub your skin. And this is a really good way to get all of the toxins that are lying on your skin off. Otherwise, just a soap and water washcloth bath, the toxins sit on top of the skin surface and they slowly get reabsorbed. So your body has expended all this energy trying to remove the toxins. And if you don't do your job in removing it from the skin surface, then it just goes right back into the body. So first and foremost, dental health. Even horse people know this. When they're going to buy a horse, they look at the teeth. Make sure your gums are clean and healthy. If you have the resources, have those amalgams removed, and then, work from there. Go into, intestinal flushes. It's of the utmost importance that the intestines are able to remove everything as quickly as possible before you start flushing any other organs. Because when you go into the kidney, liver, gallbladder flush, it kicks up all of the stuff that has been stored in there, and it will do the body way more harm if those intestines can't remove it promptly. So if there's any questions, feel free to ask. Write. I am an open book. You can write me a personal message and I will answer any of your questions about my medical history and more detail about, going through the cleanses. But I firmly believe, from my own experience with such, a devastating diagnosis, that that the body can recover given the right atmosphere, the right tools. The human body is absolutely beautiful and resilient, and you can do this. You could help your family members, and remember, Cure Zone, dental, intestines, first and foremost, clean water. All right, good luck to y'all. Thank you.